obviously there was interest in Venice. Could you just tell us the story of kind of what happened?
Yeah, dude. Actually, it's crazy because this is like the first time, like, I know, and a couple, like, all my close friends know, and a couple people know, but like, it's actually like a crazy story because I got to Venice this summer, like before the season started, and I was pretty much all signed up to do like sign a contract. I was going to Venice. I was super excited. Like, Venice, like, if you've been to Venice, it's the dopest place. It's so cool. And like the environment that club created with, like, I mean, everyone from the office, like the front office down, like team, everything. It's just one of those things you want to be a part of. And I was there and everything was just perfect. And then get to finalizing like contract details, doing the medical, and pretty much right before I go sign the contract, the day that I'm supposed to go sign the contract, the doctor had called Alex and said, "Hey, there's something wrong with his heart. Like, we can't sign this player." And I was like, and so me and my agent are out eating like in Venice, like probably like an hour, 2 hours before we're about to go sign the contract. And he gets a call and he's like hands me the phone, and like I saw his face, like it like turned white. I couldn't believe, like, I've never seen him like this. And I get the phone and they tell me, and he's like, "Hey, we're gonna do more tests, but like we can't sign, like we need to, like, there's something wrong with your heart. Like, you can't play, you can't do anything right now." And I was like, "Yo, what?" Like, I couldn't believe it. I really, like, I was kind of shook. And so we like get down to it, and like kind of the rules in Italy, because like of the things that have happened in the past in Italy, and like with Eriksson in the summer, they're really like strict about like what happens like with heart testing and stuff like that. And like, so I couldn't play for a year or something like that if I were to sign in Italy. Like, if we go back and do all the tests and everything's fine, like if it was just like, so when that happened, like everything fell through this summer. And I was like, oh man, this sucks. Like, I was so excited to go to Venice. I was telling my mom, I was telling my friends, I was like, I'm going to Venice. Like, all my close friends knew, they were super excited. And then I don't think I told them, like, any of them, until like I had to fly back to Manchester. And I get back to Manchester, and I'm supposed to go do all these, like, the same heart tests that I did in Venice, like go back through a medical just with Manchester's guys, City's guys. And we get on the plane and we get back to Manchester. And then the next day I'm supposed to go testing. I'm at one of the heart tests, doing the heart test. Right when I get out, they call me and they're like, "Hey, someone on your flight tested positive for COVID. You have to quarantine like for 10 days. So like, in the midst of all this, like, I'm supposed to be doing like all these heart tests, like trying to get back, like haven't been like working out, doing anything soccer wise. And they're like, "Yeah, you have to quarantine 10 days. So like now I'm stuck in a hotel for 10 days and can't do, like, I think I could do, like, I could go to the testing site like after 3 days, like, of a negative test, but like I've still had to quarantine those 10 days, me and my agent. And it was just, I'm telling you, like, I couldn't believe the luck. It felt like everything was against me. Like, because at the time I didn't think I could play soccer anymore. Like, what the Venice doctors told me were like, "Hey, like, you shouldn't play soccer. Like, you could end up like Eriksson." Like, and I was like freaking out. I was like, dude, that's, I legitimately was just like, no way. Like, I feel fine. Like, couldn't believe it. And but luckily, like, went through all the tests in Manchester. Everything was fine. They were like, "No, we're not seeing what they saw." I don't know what they said. So that was like a blessing in disguise. And then kind of the transfer window was like running down. Like, I think there was like 4 or 5 days left in the transfer window. And they were like, all right, well, we got like, not many clubs are still like looking for, well, there were clubs looking for teams, but I wanted to go to like a top 5 league. I thought after the last couple of seasons I had in Austria, I was like, I was ready for the next step up. And France came about because City Group is, they own a bunch of teams, and this team Trois came about. And I was like, does the coach know about me? Like, does like any of this? They're like, "Yeah, he knows about you. He's not, like, they've got a lot of players right now, and you know, you're gonna have to work to like get in his squad." And then I was like, well, let's do it. I didn't really have many other options. And so I get to Troyes, and that's when like everything just kind of like this season like kind of set up to be how it is right now.
Yeah, man, it's crazy because I was kind of there for the ride, like I
Yeah,
was in touch with Mike every day, and I was seeing you pretty much every day, and we're going to dinners or whatnot while you were in
yeah,
Venice. And it was crazy because I was excited to have you here. Like I was
yeah,
stoked, bro, because it would have been
yeah,
another guy that if we could go play golf or whatever, we were excited, and we
yeah,
talked about it. But I
yeah,
remember too when Mike called me, and I was on the day of the signing, and I was like, yo, like celebration dinner tonight. And Mike was, how Mike is, and
yeah,
it was tough for me to even, like, I felt
yeah,
horrible the whole time, and the guys that were here were feeling horrible. So it was difficult for the club as well, because I know the club wanted you to come as bad as you did. So
yeah,
I mean, it is tough that it didn't all work out, but everything works out for a reason. So
yeah, yeah.